Hey there, Dr. Lisa Fost with Diversify RX here, and I want to run through what is happening with DIR fees and the changes that are coming in 2024. I know that sometimes 2024 can seem like a very far away. We've just began 2023, but it's really important for pharmacy owners that you understand these changes and what's going to happen and how it's going to impact your pharmacy. So I've coined the term the DIR Fee Apocalypse myself because I really do see that it could be an apocalypse because I talk to pharmacy owners every day that are struggling to make ends meet now, much less when these changes take place. And so I've heard others call it the DIR fee cliff, the Armageddon. There's lots of different phraseologies out there, but just know that things are changing and it's going to get worse before it gets better. They often say that you can't grow without pain. And so these are the pains that we're going through. So I want to just recap what this is and the changes that are happening so you can better understand how it might impact you. Now, these statements that are going to make are generalizations. These might depend on what your current contracting situation is, who your current PSAO is, of how it might change, but I just want to give you an overview of what's going to be happening. So let's dive into the DIR fee changes. So these changes are happening beginning January 1st of 2024. And I'm going to go through the changes first and then kind of through the impact of why we're even talking about it in 2023. So the changes that happen in January 1st will go from currently right now, DIR fees, we really don't know what they are. We don't know until after the fact, sometimes months after the fact. And that's why there's those retroactive payments that we all hate paying. And so the changes that are happening beginning January 1 of 2024 is that the DIR fee will be applied at the point of sale. And so what that means, the point of sale is referring to the moment that that prescription is transmitted and you get that paid claim. So it's going to happen at that moment of paid claim. Now, when that happens, as you know, if you're a pharmacy owner and you're familiar with DIR fees, DIR fees are typically a range. They're a percentage range of revenue. Could be 9 to 12% or 10 to 13 or 11 to 14. Every year it seems to go up a little bit, as we all know. And so that range, it's like, well, if it's a range, how are they going to know what to apply at the point of sale? Well, what they're going to apply at the point of sale is going to be the highest. let's just face it. It's going to be the highest. And then if you quote unquote earn some back, you might get some of that back. I, for one, am not holding my breath on earning any back. I just think this whole system is rigged anyways, but you might earn some back. And so at that point of sale, you're going to have the DIR fee applied on the claim. So worst case scenario, what your DIR fee is for that claim. This is actually a good thing. Transparency is always good. Anytime you can bring more transparency into our industry, I am all for it. And so this is really a good change. So that's what's happening. So why is we talking about it now in 2023? Why not just go with the flow come next January? Well, the thing is that this is going to have a huge impact on your cash flow. Cash flow is really the strangulation point for pharmacy owners. I know a lot of times we talk about profit, and certainly pharmacies can need help with improving profitability and increasing profitability. But really what gives pharmacy owners the biggest heartache and heartburn and sleepless nights is really cash flow. Having the cash that you've earned actually in your bank account and able to be used to pay employees, pay wholesaler bills, pay your rent, pay yourself, all of those kinds of things. And so the changes to the DIR fees is really going to impact your cash flow. So I'm going to dive into it a little bit more. So your revenues starting in January 1, 2024, they're going to go down. They're going to go down from where they're at now because that DIR fee is being applied at that very moment when you submit that claim. Whereas some pharmacies experience now, they get kind of the quote unquote full reimbursement now, and then that DIR fee is clawed back later. So this is going to prevent clawbacks, at least when it comes to DIR fees, not the other types of clawbacks that happen in our industry. So you are going to know exactly what your worst case scenario for DIR fees up front, but it's going to reduce your revenue and reduce your incoming cash flow right away, beginning on January 1. You are going to have less revenue in your bank account to pay bills with and to do all the things that you need to do with your revenue. And on top of that, you still have your retroactive DIR fees from the end of 2023. So if you're under the types of contracts where you get paid and then, maybe once a month, once a quarter, depending on who's your PSAO or who you're contracting through, you get those clawbacks for those DIR fees that you have to pay. You're still going to have to pay those come 2024. So not only are you having less revenue coming in, you're also going to be still paying your DIR fees from 2023. And so this is going to create a boiling point, just a shift in our industry of cash flow for pharmacies that don't have strong cash flow, have lower profitability, and don't have savings or access to additional cash. This could strangulate many of you. Like, I'm really, really concerned of pharmacies making it through this tough time. Now, this tough time is not going to last forever. It's just until you get through of paying all of your 2023 fees, get those all paid off, and then you can just move into only your 2024, which are going to be transparent. You get to make better decisions on if you're going to fill a particular claim, or maybe you're going to transfer that prescription out, or whatever you're going to do in that particular situation. That transparency is going to be good. But for the first 3, 4, maybe even 5 months of 2024, cash flow for a typical retail pharmacy that is billing Medicare patients is going to be extremely, extremely tight. This is why I've been preaching about this from the rooftops for the last couple of months. I'm going to be continuing to do it throughout 2023. And so you need to be preparing now. We all know that building up cash and increasing profitability does not happen overnight in pharmacy. It is something that takes time to build, time to launch new things, times to change habits, all of those kinds of things. And so you really need to be focusing on what is going to be your strategy for the DIR fee apocalypse now in 2023, because you need to make changes to your pharmacy so you can increase profitability and increase cash flow. So you can actually stockpile cash, which is not something us pharmacy owners are typically very, very good at, because we don't usually have the opportunity. Our profit margins have gotten squeezed down so narrowly that sometimes we're barely making it. And so if you're a pharmacy that's kind of in that category where cash flow is tight, kind of constantly in and out, and your profitability is kind of average, now's the time to no longer make it average. Like, get rid of the status quo. Now's the time to boost profitability and also understand how to improve your cash flow. Improving cash flow is separate than profitability. There's cash flow is more of a kind of financial strategy, whereas profitability is more of like a sales and marketing strategy. And then, of course, they definitely do intersect and overlap. And so that is what a lot of what Diversify RX, myself, my company, that we're focusing on. We've got our Pharmacy Profit Summit in February that is like solely devoted to the DIR fee apocalypse, but really just the support that we're going to be bringing members is to help them do those two things: increase profitability, which has always been our mission, and increasing cash flow, which sometimes, like I said, is more of a financial strategy rather than like business strategy. And so my wish to you is, if you're watching this video and you manage a pharmacy, or you own a pharmacy, or you're in a way involved in independent pharmacy, that you take this to heart and you focus and you work on, how can I answer those two questions? How can I increase my profitability, and how can I increase my cash flow? Because you are going to need more cash as we enter 2024 than you've ever needed in your pharmacy before, because you're essentially going to be paying double DIR fees for the first couple of months of 2024. If you can handle double DIR fees with no negativity to your business, then you're set, you're good. But if you can't, if that scares you, then now's the time to make the changes so that you're prepared come January 2024. So that is my explanation. It's certainly not fun to talk about, but it's absolutely critical that we address it now and sooner rather than later. So if you need help, comment below this video, wherever you're watching it, reach out to us. We're here to help. There's lots of free resources on our website. Please go digest all the free stuff. You can head over to diversifyrx.com. Join us at one of our Pharmacy Profit Summits. Consider joining our membership if you'd like, but just do something different now and as soon as you can, in order to increase your cash flow and increase in your profits so that you can stay around, because we are here to help pharmacies not just survive, but thrive. We want you to keep in business. We all think that independent pharmacies are the best place for patients to get the better care that they deserve and that they need. And they can't get that care if you have to close your pharmacy. So anyways, that is it. That is the kind of overview of the DIR fee apocalypse that's coming January 1, 2024. If you have any other questions or if you need more clarification, pop it in the comments, send me an email. I'm info@diversifyrx.com, or reach out to me on social media. Happy to answer questions there. So thank you for listening, and happy profits to you. Bye-bye.